Postmodern theoreticians argue that on the basis of both Aristotle's Poetics and the Christian Jewish culture, the West developed the basic logocentric culture that Jacques Derrida and his postmodern modes of analysis tried to question. Furthermore, Lehmann explores how postdramatic theater resonates with many aspects of postmodernist thinking and mentions how Jean-François Lyotard's analysis of the postmodern condition describes it as incredulity towards grand narratives. I am shaping my project in accordance with most of the major significant contemporary philosophical and meta-theatrical concepts and ideas. One of the most important concepts for my new work is Roland Barthes's idea of the death of the author, derived from Nietzschean philosophical concept of the death of God. Texts do not transmit a singular, fixed meaning knowable by knowing the author's life history, cultural context, or intentions. With the author symbolically dead, interpretation can move beyond the limitations of an author-centered way of reading. That means that I will use Shakespeare's literary original as a starting point and explore things of my artistic concern in a more abstract, formal way, similar to André Levinson's idea of dancers as machines, or instruments as I should put it. Derrida's concept of deconstruction that is connected not with destruction, but with desire to see what is happening under the surface and how things work at any level as a part of structure or as an entirety made up of components, also influenced me. So, in the new video material, I played with the anatomy of the dancer to show what is under the surface of the body as an instrument. I juxtapose it with images of literary texts, music and dance notation sheets that are not used literally, but as signs that reveal the process through which dance is created. The human body is at the same time an instrument and performer, whose dance is defined by music and choreographic structures, but also by his or her body predispositions and artistic talent. What is also important for my new work is Barthes's idea of readerly text, as opposed to writerly text, wherein the spectator is the constructor of meaning. This is connected with Ferdinand de Saussure's idea of the arbitrariness of the sign. If the meaning of the sign is not predefined, it is not anymore the matter of communication, but is, according to Georges Mounin, stimulation, which gives the spectators the opportunity to explore the possible meanings of a theatrical text in their subjective mind. Furthermore, I followed Barthes's idea about diffuse authorship that is constructed through improvisation and experiment. Louis Althusser saw the interaction between performance and audience as a clash of two illusory consciousnesses, spectator versus performance, which corresponds with Michael Bakhtin's idea that the author's function is that of a ringmaster who deploys various voices without identifying fully with any of them, and the reader, in our case spectator, becomes a participant who must negotiate among these voices, this being consonant with his concept of carnival that does not acknowledge any distinction between actors and spectators. Life is a permanent performance. We are the spectators and performers at the same time. In practice, that means that in my Hamlet Revisited video, several dancers were exposed to the recording of my original Hamlet, and then I provoked a response in the studio based on their reception and appreciation of it. The dancers responded differently based upon their diverse dancing backgrounds and life experiences. I plan to blend in the newly recorded material and juxtapose different approaches, transforming my original Hamlet into Hamlet Revisited, based on my experience but also on the experience of the audience, which takes on the role of the performer. That way, by blending the roles of the choreographer, performer and spectator, I hope to create an original work of art whose significance lies in the communication between styles, old and new approaches, artists and audiences, and the transformation of their traditional roles and relationships in accordance with educational and artistic concepts of appreciating, creating, and performing. Wilmar Soter argues that there is no Hamlet on the stage, but only in the spectator's mind. In the new recorded choreographic material, there is no story or characters. The only connection with Shakespeare's Hamlet is the old choreographic material, whilst the new material leans on the old one as a specific commentary and fantasy, which offers numerous possibilities of new interpretations of the themes and issues in Hamlet. I experiment with the human body as if it were an instrument. Abstract set movements are repeated in different contexts in order to question their semiotic characteristics in various circumstances in an attempt to expand the repertoire of techniques which can be used when choreographing a story like Hamlet, exploring movement through space and time as kinesic, proxemic and chronemic paralinguistic concepts. The movement originates from the vocabulary of classical ballet with the use of other techniques in the attempt to widen the boundaries of my previous work as a choreographer, crossing the porous line that divides and connects contemporary ballet and contemporary dance, resulting in a hybridization of genres. I also play with abstract movements performed to spoken text, which is also abstract. That is to say, the words have no arbitrary meaning in any language. Furthermore, I shot the new video material at different locations and sites: on the stage, in the ballet studio, in the open, in front of the theater, in the theater lobby, which is all in accordance with the postmodern ideas, as well as Shakespeare's All the World's a Stage. My goal is to transform the recording of Hamlet by making a mixture that will establish a dialogue between the classical and the contemporary ballet expression on the same topic. Along fragmentation of the plot and juxtaposition of traditional and innovative elements, accentuation is put on the concept of self-reflection, which is not only important for Hamlet as a character, but also for me as an individual experiencing life and artistic transformations, as well as for my co-authors and spectators. This self-reflexivity is symbolized by the use of the mirror as a prop, which I'm going to use as an example to present the differences between the old and the new approach. In my original work, there is a set element of a large three-winged mirror with Gothic ornaments that makes scenery for drama that is almost a Gothic horror story, where the 7 dead characters play from the start to the end. In the semiotic sense, this set element is used as a synecdoche. It is an element that represents the entire castle. However, in Hamlet's solos, it serves as a symbol for introspection. This is not an ordinary mirror, but is a double-sided mirror similar to police mirrors, so when the space behind the mirror is illuminated, we can see through it, and this little trick serves for the appearance of the ghost as well as for the presentation of other Hamlet's thoughts and visions. Also, there is no murder of Gonzago scene, but the audience, as well as Hamlet, see the actual scene of murder of old Hamlet inside, behind the mirror. In the original, theater in the theater scene serves as a mirror of reality that provokes Claudius's response, and here we perceive it on another level, in the actual mirror. In my postmodern contemporary addition to my original choreography, my co-workers watch the performance from a theater box, and they are being filmed on the video, as well as their artistic response to the original choreography. Here, in a semiotic sense, we have 3 aspects of the concept of the mirror: theater as a metaphorical mirror, a real mirror as a set element, and a video that can serve as a time-transcending mirror, because one can see himself, herself, how he or she looks at the moment and how he or she looked in the past. Furthermore, the new choreographic material that uses the mirror as a prop is abstract, and it is not firmly connected with the plot, so it corresponds with the postmodern theater concept, which stimulates self-reflexivity in the audience and incites them to search for their own meaning and inspiration while appreciating that abstract choreography. This is all for now. I hope that I managed to illuminate my efforts in transformation of my previous work into contemporary postmodern dance video. If you have any questions, I would be glad to receive them by email, since they could also serve me as a mirror that will help me to see not only what I did, but also what I maybe missed to do. Thank you.